Late 18th century London was a city of rigid, chartered lines. From the flow of the Thames to the streets, every inch was mapped and restricted. Within these legal boundaries, children were sold to sweep soot from the chimneys of the wealthy. Their lives were defined by physical deprivation before they could even articulate a cry for help. These freezing, barefoot laborers lived in the shadow of massive, orthodox institutions. These cathedrals were the physical weight of a system that offered blessings to the chartered world while ignoring the misery on its doorstep. In this environment, natural human joy becomes a sick rose. Secretive morality and dark, restrictive rules find their way into the bed of crimson joy and destroy it from within. The chapel doors were locked with the words, "Thou shalt not," written over the entry. This religious and legal framework created a world where suffering was sanitized by holy duty and sanctioned by the laws of the city. Blake realized that the misery of the sweepers and the silence of the church were the results of a specific way of thinking. These are what Blake called mind-forg'd manacles, a cage built out of the very rationalizations we use to organize our world. The blueprints for these manacles were drafted in the sacred codes of the age. These texts enforced a strict division, slicing human existence into two opposing categories. They labeled the invisible soul as good and the physical body as evil. This categorization weaponized reason. It became an outward boundary, a geometric circumference designed to measure, contain, and stifle the raw energy Blake called eternal delight. When reason restrains desire, that desire eventually weakens. It stops moving and fades into a mere shadow of its former life. Humanity used this logic to build prisons with stones of law and brothels with bricks of religion, methodically locking away its own boundless nature. Rigid categorization strips the universe of its terrifying, active fires. It reduces reality to a set of cold, dead, measurable facts. Outside that rational grid, the universe is wild, operating on a raw, untamed, burning symmetry, a fierce energy our neat categories attempt to ignore. We were conditioned to accept docility as virtue, labeling the passive lamb good because it was manageable. Human reason is the instrument that domesticates us. It is the tool we believed would explain reality, but it is the very thing that blinds us to it. Escaping a deeply forged mental cage requires a truly violent and radical shift in our perception of reality. This is the poetic genius, the realization that imagination, not logic, is the first principle of existence. Energy is the only life. Blake mirrored this mental rebellion in his very physical, tactile printing process. He used corrosive acids to melt away the apparent surfaces of his copper plates, revealing the hidden depths beneath. He demanded that we do the same to our own minds. We must cleanse the doors of perception to stop passively obeying the boundaries of reason. When these doors are cleansed, the static, measurable world falls away. Everything appears to man as it truly is, infinite.